Well, here we are again, and we were just discussing time.
You know, time is the most valuable thing anybody has. We've talked about that on a previous show,
Yeah.
and I was shocked at what you just shared with me and
Yeah.
regarding time.
Well, and we'll get to it, but it was in the context of reviving the cockroach, and we will explain that here in a little while once a few people hopefully get on. I mean, we've got, I don't know, a dozen or so people watching now, so we're going to go back in time. And yeah, the first show that we did was October the 6th of 2020. Now, our t shirts say Bossier Watch established 2021 because that's really when we hit our stride and decided that, yeah, we're actually going to continue doing this. But the first show was October of 2020. The first time we mentioned cockroaches was in the very beginning of 2021.
Wow. It's hard to believe that there's been that many years have gone by. I'm blown away.
Well, yeah, and like I was saying, it's kind of a math deal. 274 official shows. Of course, we've done Louisiana Watch and some special shows and all that, so technically way north of 300. But if you take show 274, we've done them almost every week, only missing a few, not too many. But if you divide that out by 52, there's your basically your 5 years, give or take.
Wow.
So yeah, lots of time sitting in these chairs behind these little webcams and behind these microphones.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, hey, I'm excited about tonight. This is going to be a fun show because we you and I talked earlier today and we said, what are we going to talk about tonight? And I was like, well, I
Mm.
ain't really got nothing. You said, I ain't really got nothing. I said, you know what? Let's just get on there and talk. There's a few things that we're going to house clean on,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it's just going to be kind of fly by wire, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got just some very, very basic notes that I'm going to try to pay attention to, mostly going back in time in the cockroach segment. And yeah, I mean, we don't have too much. We weren't able to do Tuesday night because I got to tell you, Duke, I have figured out. And look, I'm all about our military and the Air Force and Barksdale and the Army and the Marines and the Coast Guard, all of them. But I got to tell you, I have figured out that the U.S. Army is not very organized, at least stateside. I know this
Whoa,
firsthand.
whoa. Hold up a second. You're just going to have to go ahead and jump to cut two. I can see right now we're going to have to get the debate out of the way.
Oh no, wait, where is cut? I don't have a cut two in here. You talking about the general's cut?
Uh huh.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that right off the bat. Let me get this
Because
out of
you're,
the way.
'cause you're saying they ain't organized, but damn if that don't look organized to me.
And they all sat inside. Well, let me explain what I mean. So Monday night, our son Jeremy, one of our twin boys, as you know, and I think I've announced on the show several times, he joined the Army. As a matter of fact, he's in the 101st Airborne. He works on Apache helicopters, and he has jumped many times out of a plane, even though he is pretty much scared of heights. But he jumps out of the plane. Anyway, but he calls us Monday. Now he is temporarily at Fort Polk, so, just a couple of hours away from Fort Bragg. They had to
Yeah.
ride a bus all the way over. Anyway, they're doing some training out there, so they've been out in the middle of the woods eating MREs for like 30 days. He calls us Monday to inform us that they just informed him that they were going to have a family break time and allow family to go visit them literally the day before. So, of course, Gina takes off work. We get Sam, the grandbaby, all set up and all that, and meet the mama down there at Fort Polk and meet Jeremy and spent the day there. And we didn't get back till about 9 or 10 o'clock Tuesday night. So, apologies because it was the U.S. Army's fault.
Well, yeah, last minute. I mean, I got to tell you, you told me that. I was like, man, last minute meeting like that. Boy, that makes me wonder what the heck is going on. Is they fixing to do something we don't all know about? I mean, government shutdown, because there is a lot of stuff floating around on Q. I don't know if you follow Q, but they were saying there's some heavy stuff happening.
Well, they've been on this training deal because they do I guess they call it the joint readiness training or whatever at Fort Polk. And so he's been down there. They've literally been out in the woods eating MREs for 30 days. So first thing is, well, we ate Mexican food first. And then before we took him back to the base, he wanted to go to Whataburger. So
I hear you. So what are we going to do? This is just going to be a crazy fun show, right? Because I got some really...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I got some really stupid stuff in my part of the notes that I saw. See, I thought we were not going to make notes, and then you went and started making notes, and so I was like, well, he's going to I can't let him outdo me. I'm going to have to throw something in there, and I threw several things in there.
I see that, and I am not prepared, but yeah, we can do all that, no problem. And yeah, it's just going to be I'm going to ramble on about Benton for a few minutes, not for long, to be honest. We're going to talk about the
I got something to say about Benton. I'm starting to get annoyed with this Benton stuff. I'm starting to get annoyed. I ain't been paying attention to this crap, and
you live up there.
I don't live in the city limits of Benton, but
but you live up there close enough.
I live on the lake. I mean, I got the damn Cypress District up here billing me for money, and they don't do a damn thing to help me out up here. They ain't even got a nest egg to repair the dam if it fails.
Well, that is true. But so, yeah, we're going to talk about it not for long, to be honest. We'll mention it a little bit. And just, random thoughts, whatever you want to talk about. And I'm looking at this Democrat shutdown deal. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So why don't we go ahead and we'll do the break. We'll come back. Let's revive the cockroach and explain what we mean by that. Get into Benton, show your stuff off, whatever. It's just going to be kind of wing it as we usually.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Mm-hmm. So we don't have a lot of folks watching. It's Thursday. We're off kilter, and so we haven't implored people to help us out a lot in recent times, but
that's true.
It's Thursday night. A lot of people may not know that we're on. Why don't y'all watching do us a favor and just click share? This out. We may get a few folks in that may not have known some of the crap that we're talking about, and they may, cuss you out tomorrow for sharing it to them. Who knows? But you'll never know if you don't click share.
That's right. Just share it out on your timeline or do whatever. You are correct, Mr. Lowry. Every little bit helps. All right, I'm going to hit the countdown. Folks, y'all know the drill if you've been here. If not, we'll be back in about 2.5 minutes. That gives you time, like Mr. Lowry just said, to hit that share button. Go make some popcorn real quick. Get a stiff drink. We'll be right back, and we're just going to randomly discuss cockroaches and all sorts of things. Here we go.
If folks knew a lot of the back office on the politicians that they think walk on water, they would be shocked. There's an old wound from a knife in my back that just is giving me heck lately, and it's just really irritating, so I have to kind of wiggle around a little bit.
I titled it A Shot Across the Bow of the Good Old Boys.
Just, they feel helpless, they don't feel heard, they have nowhere to turn.
Some Republicans as well believe that government has the answers. And let me tell y'all something. I don't know anything government does well. Nothing.
And aren't there laws that say that you have public meetings so that the public can have accountability of their elected officials?
As a member of the media, I'm very concerned about what I've just heard.
Well, I'm not thinking Star Wars at all. I'm thinking zombie apocalypse. Oh, folks coming from the border down there?
Yeah, it's going to border. It's actually going to Mexico, buses.
Doesn't mean they interpret it the same way that I do. For instance, the Second Amendment. I take it very literally that's been interpreted different ways in the court system, all the way up to SCOTUS.
We're still right now combined on both pages and YouTube at 264 people watching. That is amazing, folks. Through conscious shocking actions, which in turn would enrich sitting city council members Scott Irwin and David Montgomery Jr. In theory, you know, it's an every week thing. We got to double check and make sure it's like a miracle any of this actually works. This live broadcast is brought to you by the Outdoor News, fishing and outdoors for our area. Acadiana Mortgage, over 25 years in the mortgage business. Pelican Training and Consulting. Reach out to Julie Ferris. Smarter Geek, making technology easier. And folks sharing information and watching out. Now, grab your popcorn and a drink. Here we go. And at nearly 80 years old, he just retired from the Elite Series fishing. That's incredible.
I thought Rick Clunn was a young dude. I didn't know, but I guess I didn't pay attention.
No, he was one of my fishing idols when I was a kid, and he's still fishing. At 72, he won an Elite Series event down on Florida, weighed in like 30 pounds a day at 70. I think he was 71 or 72 years old. Which, you know, there's a whole debate whether fishing's a real sport or not, but I will say it is one of the only sports, if you consider it that, as far as tournament fishing, bass fishing goes, that it doesn't matter whether you're young, old, you know, fit, overweight, it doesn't really matter. Pretty much everybody that can afford a bass boat and a little bit of tackle can participate.
We know, to that question of whether fishing is actually a sport, I mean, they could come get in a crawfish boat with me and, you know, show their athleticism, and we could determine whether it's a sport or not. But I will say I watched the video, and I'm sure you saw it too. This cat was fishing. He threw across a pier, caught a fish, a big bass on the other side of the pier, unloaded out of his boat to catch the fish, climbed back off the pier into the water, into the boat to weigh the fish and take the penalty, and then that's pretty awesome.
Keith Poche, I mean, look, I'm telling you, it does take a lot to stand in that boat and do all of that all day. And you know, again, there's a whole debate whether it's a true sport or not, but it's as much of a sport as NASCAR or anything like that is, or golf. I mean, let's face it. So, anyway,
Ricky Bridge said MLF coming to town.
Major League Fishing's coming to town. Where are they going to have the MLF tournament at? I know they went to Caney. Was it last year or year before last? So, could be interesting. All right. Anyway, but that's a segment for the outdoor news. So let's get to political, quasi-political punditry.
Yeah, but see, it's just anything goes tonight, and I can ramble, I can just talk, I can just be free. I've got no restraints here or whatever. Y'all look, you see Rex, he's got that sporty shirt on, the outdoor news. A lot of y'all may or may not know that we do a thing called the outdoor news, and Rex is like the bass fishing extraordinaire. He's always putting out content regarding all that. But we also do a little series. We're talking about ducks, and if you're into the outdoor stuff, we do that too.
And look, and some of that duck stuff is, you know, a little political as well. There's a political tie into that as far as the feeding the corn and all that's going on, and it's, you know, it's as close to politics as anything can be as far as hunting and fishing goes. So yeah, join us for those as well. Go over to the Outdoor News page and like and subscribe and follow and do all of that good stuff too.
Yeah, so everybody watching tonight, in which I'm already getting texts, but you know, y'all watching the show, any subject that you want to kind of get off on or whatever, throw a comment up and prompt us to talk about a subject. For example, here's one I got a text. Somebody says, you want a random thought. And they're talking about, a lot of people may not realize this. There's a police jury race happening out in
Oh yeah.
Houghton that's coming up.
All right.
Anyway, the guy Moreland is running, and I've talked to him. I think he's a nice guy. Seems like, but this was somebody who messaged me and what their thoughts were. They said, here's what Moreland had to say about the police jury. Quote, he also wants to keep parish government transparent and accountable, which he said Bossier Parish does a good job already, end quote. And their opinion is you can't take seriously a candidate who says that.
Well, he's being politically correct, in politics. Look, I kind of agree. And what is that? The District 1 race? It's Lynn Beatty and what's his name? Is it Brent Moreland? Brett Moreland?
Brent Moore, yeah.
Okay. And so my apologies for I don't think I've ever met him, I don't think. But there's also an outdoors tie-in because Lynn Beatty has some kind of outdoors show that he does every now and then, and I think his grandson was fishing our junior league and fished some of our high school team trail deal. But anyway, so there's a tie in there. So it's those two guys that are running for District 1 police jury.
I got you. Hey, I got a poll for everybody right now. You wasn't ready for me tonight, I can tell you.
We're winging it. Let's have it.
Yeah. Okay. I got a poll for everybody watching, and I want to see y'all. I can't tell the exact number of people, but we're 50 or whatever people hanging in here. But I want to know. So at least half of you. Does it offend you if I'm eating a Lay's potato chip in the middle of this show? Because my wife says that pisses y'all off, and y'all won't want to watch us sitting here eating a chip while we're doing this. I just got to know. We got to settle this debate right here, right now.
Well, interesting that you bring that up because
she's not home, by the way, to come yank them out of my hand. So,
well, I mean, it brings up a good point. Maybe we would have more people watching if you weren't crunching chips. But I gotta defend you. It's our show. You can eat if you want to. And look, I love chips as much as the next person. So it's odd that I purposely try not to eat because both of us crunching on chips or eating would be just, I'm sure, really annoying. So there's the question.
Yeah, you're probably right. Hey, and something else I wanted to prompt, folks out there. I mean, get y'all involved. So word on the street is that something to do with the band at Airline High School. Apparently, something has happened regarding the band at Airline High School. Word is that I've tried to get confirmation, is if the Popo were taking pictures in the band room, or Colonel Crockett would be offended. I am offended you aren't eating Ruffles. See, Colonel Crockett would be offended. And I got to tell y'all, if anybody needs their house painted, you need to call David Crockett. I think he is a journeyman painter, no doubt.
I knew there was something off about him. Painters and sheetrock people, and again, no offense to my painting friends and drywall people, but they're kind of like welders. They're a little different breed. I'm not saying that in a bad way, and so that
yeah,
makes
but I
sense
never
now.
had Colonel Crockett as being painting and listening to Led Zeppelin and ACD. It was not on my bingo card. I didn't have it.
That's very interesting.
But no, seriously, it's if anybody has any information as to what has transpired in the band room or the band office at Airline High School, apparently there's some kerfuffle down there to where either law enforcement or administration or something to do with I don't 100% know, but there's
you
been
got me
something
intrigued now.
happened down there. There's been something happened.
I know we shared out the post about the inspection stickers, and that's a whole other rabbit hole we can go down. But you've got me intrigued about pictures and video in the band room and the cops.
I got limited amount of information. Somebody told me there is in fact something happening. Chris Davis, don't worry, we're high achievers. We are going to get to the cookout to support, the officers in Bossier City PD. We're
Yeah.
going to definitely be there. In fact, we're so high achieving, we tried to get one of you guys to come on here to kind of talk about it and help us out. And, no bueno. Oh, wait a
Well,
minute. Wait a minute. Is that the racist in me coming
there,
out using Mexican
there,
terms?
there may be a directive from higher above to not come on this show as much as we talk not so nicely about Mr. Tommy
No,
Chandler, the
see,
mayor.
I'm being politically correct because I said racist. No. I mean, that would be Germanesque, Hitlerish,
No.
right?
Yeah,
Or whatever.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
So,
no.
my good friend Kent has published, put up a little comment. Let's jump back to the outdoors for a second because he did put this comment up. So let me address it. He says the Earl G ladder is still loose. Got to correct you, Kent. The Earl G ladder is not loose anymore. They are both removed, and they have put stainless steel boat ladders and bolted them down to the pier at Earl G, which is actually much better than welding the ladders they had on there. So need to check that out. And live scope should not be banned from competition. All right, but back to this cop thing. So I know we again had the inspection sticker kerfuffle again, but I think that was Houghton PD, right?
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I was overachieving, eating chips and paying attention to something else and trying to put something together
You're
at the same time, and I'm failing Bossier Watch and all of you watching. So
you're
condemn
you're
me, make
proving
me
your
go to a
wife's
Benton
point
council meeting.
right.
I got it. Yeah. I mean,
All right. No, like you were saying, if anybody's got, so now I'm really intrigued by this. If,
do,
like you were
do
saying,
I
if
need to do I need to slow down? I'm sorry. I'm throwing you off, ain't I?
I don't know what you're on tonight. What was in those chips?
Whew, I don't know, but anyway. Oh,
Right.
okay. Carry on. Sorry.
I don't even know. Again, we're in the random thoughts section for a few minutes. So who knows what we were talking about? Something about the cops and video and locker rooms or band rooms or something. If anybody knows anything about it, let us know.
Yeah, we
Because
do. We do want to know what's going on at Airline High School pertaining to the band because there is obviously something happening there. And here's another thing: there was some event that has happened here recently. Uh, well, I probably ought not go there. See, I'm going to take all the wind out of the show right here. But there's another event that took place here recently. More bullying and all that crap. And I hate to go there, but I mean, good grief, when are we going to fix that?
we're not.
But
Look,
why not? Why the hell can they not solve that problem?
how are you going to? And we've been down this, I don't know, half a dozen or more times now on this show, more than that. So I'm not going to get on my soapbox too much. But tell me how you're going to solve it. You're gonna solve kids and teenagers from being kids and teenagers. All right, look, it's nearly deer season out there, so it's the same as the young bucks that are butting heads and doing their thing in the middle of the woods, the young ones, even before the rut. And unfortunately, you can't stop that. You can't stop bullying. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I condone it. You ain't going to stop it. It's been going on since the beginning of school in time, and it's going to continue on. So, I don't know.
But dadgummit, if Trump can solve all the illegal alien problems as well as the deficit and all of that within just a matter of a week or two, holy crap! At least Bossier Parish can solve the bullying
Well,
situation.
need
I
I
mean,
remind you that the government is currently shut down. The president has previously said, Trump has previously said that it would be the president's fault if that happens. And might I remind you, we have all three branches of government on the Republican side, and the Speaker of the House is Mike Johnson, and the government's still
heck,
shut down.
Heck yeah, and it's awesome because that's what's going to balance the budget. His guy
No,
at
it's
the
not, because when the government
yes,
starts back up, they're just going to make up all the payments they
no,
missed. It's a
no, no, no,
fallacy, and
no.
the whole government is not shut
Do,
down anyway.
do you not realize that the
We're not
guy that's the head
saving
over the
money.
no, you're not listening. So you're
Okay.
talking, but you're not
Okay.
listening. Do you
Oh.
not realize that guy at the OMB, he's been licking his chops about this to happen? And the reason being because they already predetermined, I think it was almost 1 million people that they were going to be able to fire to cut the waste in the government that they couldn't get cut through way of legislation. And with the government shut down, it ends up going on the back of the president to run the country. So he's going to be able to overnight shut the government down. I mean, balance the budget by getting rid of all the waste, fraud, and abuse. And oh, by the
Well,
way, at the same time, he's living rent free in the Democrats' head. You know how I know?
wow.
Go to the first cut I put in just
Oh,
go to it. Go to it.
whoa.
Have any of you visited the White House page today? The official White House?
Is that the IC one?
The very top one, the very top one
Well, you can't tell me top because I sort them by name.
under
So-
Cockroach of the Week. Under the white, it's the only one that says White House. It doesn't say Brown House, Black House, Red House, Green House. It says White House.
Oh, yes, yeah, that one. Okay, hold on. I'm getting there. See, it's one of those shows. All right, let me hit.
With the exception of the suck up Colonel Crockett to Kara Lowry, I've not seen anybody else say that they find offense to me eating Lay's on them during the show.
I
I'm
don't,
sorry.
except you're making me hungry.
Yeah, well, you should have brought your own chips. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
And by the way, our guest is in the green room. I guess we were expecting a guest.
Oh yeah. Well, see, when I was hesitating earlier, that was what I was doing. So not only was I eating chips, talking to all of y'all, apologizing, I was trying to line up our guest at the same time.
I got you. All right, so we're gonna play this video.
Yes.
Okay,
Y'all gonna love this.
Let me see if I can play it.
Way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
Oh, we'll probably get kicked off all the platforms tonight, but that's okay. That's worth it.
I mean, if you're a Democrat, look, come on, you just got to laugh with us because that's funny. I don't care who you are, whether you're libertarian, that is funny.
That is funny. We have to be able to have a joke every now and then, even the jokes at our expense.
Oh, okay. I am officially surrendering the Lay's.
Good, because I was getting hungry by the minute. All right, are we going to keep our guest waiting or bring our guest on? What's next?
They weren't taken; they were surrendered.
Oh.
And so I will surrender to our guest.
Okay. All right. Well, let me see if I can assign the guest over to the right deal. Let me see if I can click a button and get our guest on because I wasn't really prepared. Mr. Davis, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can.
Even more importantly, we can hear you.
Good deal.
All right, Mr. Davis, look, we're going to make sure to keep you safe here, bro. Don't be talking about no politics because I don't want no hatch coming down on you. You know what I'm saying? But you,
no, I'm not on this one. This is strictly business.
Now you are the grand poobah of the Fraternal Order of Police in Bossier. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir. I'm the president. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I like grand poobah better, but you're a good friend of mine. And
yes, sir.
Now look, y'all had 2 officers that got 2, maybe 3. I can't remember the exact number, but we'll just go with 2 that got hurt in a domestic thing. I'll say it that way. Last week or whatever, and y'all do this kind of often. You have guys get hurt, and you'll put together a little fundraiser thing. It's not something really huge, but it's a little bit, and it goes a long way. And we were going to talk about it anyway, and you were available, and you made a comment, and I'm glad you're here because we reached out and tried to get somebody. And what exactly is the details of this little fundraiser thing?
Well, I appreciate it first. So the FOP normally tries to take care of its members, obviously, and then even if they're not a member and they're just an officer of the police department or a city worker, we try to do something to raise awareness, raise money for for him or her. And obviously, these two guys, they're both members of the lodge. It was a terrible thing that happened to them, doing their job. Obviously, um, they're going to have lifelong injuries for the rest of their life for what they did. And the least that we could do, and hopefully the citizens will come out and show support, is they will come out. We will provide a hamburger plate. It's just a hamburger, chips, and a drink. They give, I guess, whatever they want, any kind of donation. And at the end of the day, we will split all funds and give both guys all the money. And it'll just help them, I guess, maybe ease their mind, and just take care of their families. Because, it's not like we make all the money in the world. So these guys work side jobs and part-time jobs. So that'll kind of help them with bills too, going forward.
So when is this and where is it?
I apologize. That's my bad. It's tomorrow. It is tomorrow from 11 to 1 in front of the Bossier City Police Department. Just come up. You can either pay right there. You can call ahead. You can send me a text and order ahead of time. We've already got orders coming in. Somebody needs 12. This person needs 20. And we try to just get them knocked out. So
Good. And if you want to, can you donate extra while you're there?
Oh, of course. That's the goal. That's what we want. I don't want, we don't want no, just some change. I want big money.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
and look, I think y'all captured that thing real good. But I want to look. This show is off. This show is off the record here. It's just like off kilter. But I want to put something in perspective. So you gently said that you guys work part-time jobs, you work side jobs to make ends meet,
That's
and
right.
to get ahead. And it is it accurate or is it inaccurate that one of the officers lost some fingers?
That's accurate.
Okay. So for all of you watching, I want you to put this in perspective. If you're having to work two jobs and you lost fingers from your primary job, and you were dependent on your second job, well, you may not be able to, because you lost digits, be able to do your second job. So in the time that it's going to take for you to figure out how to supplement what you were doing in your second job before then, you're going to have a little bit of a issue doing that. And so a fundraiser like this goes a long way to help you figure that out, and to kind of get things back to normal. I mean, it ain't going to solve all of the problems, but
Right.
it goes a long way. And folks, it's real easy. I mean, you just drive down to City Hall and you'll see all of these folks out here cooking hamburgers and stuff, and just get out and walk. Hell, you're going to make friends, and you're going to meet people. And I can't think of a better cause than to go out and support your local police or fire department. I don't know one better.
Yes, sir. That's right.
All right.
So
Well, now repeat again the time and all that. What time are you going to start cooking?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow in front of the Bossier City Police Department, 620 Benton Road. It is from 11 to 1. We will start cooking at, 10 probably, 10,
Right.
10:30, but 11 to 1. Yes, sir.
All right. And do y'all have a phone number or anything, or something posted on social media if people want to call ahead? Who do they get in touch with, or that sort of thing?
They can have my number if they would like. I can give it to you now if you're ready.
Go ahead.
318-210-8255. 8455.
All right. No
That's
telling
my
what
that's
kind.
my cell.
No
I
telling what
know.
kind
That's
of
why I said
phone
that. Yeah.
calls and no
Yeah,
telling
I
what
know.
kind of phone
I
calls
know.
and text
That's why I
messages
said
you
that.
get.
As soon
New
as I
cell
said it, I
phone
said, "Oh
number
shit."
incoming.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
I mean,
Well,
look, this wasn't planned. It was spontaneous, and we appreciate you. You were in the comments and you saw that we kind of talked about it a little bit, and thank you for volunteering to jump in here
Absolutely.
and say something. We need to
Yes,
let
sir.
people know more often about these kinds of situations and this thing, because I don't think a lot of the businesses in Bossier and the citizens know. Yeah, there's been posts on social media, but dadgum, a lot of people believe it's hard to believe, and Rex would argue with me, and I ain't arguing with Rex, hell with you. But a lot of people don't always aren't glued into social media like we are. And so spread the word, call some people, tell some people to go by there.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
sounds like a good lunch date to me.
Thank you, fellas.
All right. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Chris.
Y'all stay safe. Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna go by there and get a burger tomorrow.
Yeah.
I may
I'm
get
definitely, that sounds like a good place to go grab a bite to eat tomorrow and donate a little extra cash. I was thinking about donating anyway because somebody had a post to help them out or something a couple of days ago. So I figured this is a good way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that gum, if you're going to go eat lunch at any of the other places, Whataburger, Podna's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, El Mariachi, or where freaking ever, I mean, why not go? It's going to be cheaper going,
Yeah.
to these cats and helping them out, and you're doing a good thing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Our, look, we're critical sometimes of law enforcement, but we are blessed to live in a town that has a relatively low violent crime rate.
Whoa, hold up.
Uh-oh,
Critical
here
of
we go.
law enforcement.
Well, sometimes
What are you talking about? I don't criticize. There's only one law enforcement that I criticize.
the one that gives tickets for inspection stickers.
No.
Oh,
The top cop in the state, the Attorney General, Liz Merle.
oh, well, yeah, we're critical of that top cop for sure.
She's the only AG that I know that has excluded one parish out of the whole state of Louisiana. Hell, Bossier's not even in her jurisdiction.
She figures she's got Bossier Parish sewed up. Why pay attention to Bossier Parish?
Yeah, I mean, dadgum, the next AG's race. I mean, if she loses Bossier, assuming there's an opponent, hopefully there'll be an opponent. But if she don't care, Bossier,
Right.
piss on Bossier. She could care less.
I agree. Let's see. Please make a shout out to Hot Pursuit 5056. We are a home style cooking delivering service. Okay, so Helen, that's an interesting way to spell Helen. So Helen, are y'all associated with the Fraternal Order of Police cookout tomorrow? Let us know in the comments. All right. So, like we said, this is random. We're all over the map here, people.
Yeah, dadgummit. So all
There is
week,
very little structure to this show.
no, there is no structure. And we said that was by design, and I'm not going to let you structure it. And case in point, cut one. So I don't know. Look, I'm tuned into the national politics. I've been following it like a hawk, and I got to tell you, I've been laughing like a kid all week long because Trump and JD Vance are living rent free in the Democrats' head. I mean, rent free.
Yeah.
And this thing with the sombreros and did you not see that Chuck Schumer and I don't even know what his name is, the other guy, they're losing their crap and calling, it's racist for them to be doing all of this and these pictures and all this crap, and JD Vance goes on there to a press conference and says, look, I'll commit to Chuck Schumer that we'll make the memes stop if they'll come back and fund the government.
That's funny. Look, there's, I don't know. Let me see if I can. Well, I really don't have to be delicate about this. So, a lot of people gripe about some of the things that Trump does on social media and all that. Honestly, I think it's great. People are like the president should be like a king or somebody and should only do things a certain way and should only act a certain way. I don't believe that. It's one of the attractions to Trump for me is I firmly believe he's the one typing on the keyboard with his tweets and with his true social deals. He may have a staffer actually type it, I don't know, but I think he does get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning just to bang out some post on Twitter or on True Social.
No, God, I wish I could find it. You know Tyrus that's on the 5
Yes.
with Gutfeld?
Yeah.
Tyrus was saying and I believe that's true. He said he was laying in bed and about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, just the time you're saying. I think you're 100% right. He said my phone starts going off and I'm laying in bed with my wife asleep and I'm like, who the heck is this? And he said it was Trump texting me at 3 o'clock in the morning. He said, I told my wife and she was like, well, if you want to call, she said, who's texting you at 3 o'clock in the morning? And he said, oh, it's the president. And she said, well, whatever president she is, she can have you. Go ahead.
He's like, no, I really mean the president.
He says, I texted her back and said, Mr. President, I'm going to have to hit you up tomorrow. My wife's saying I got to get off the phone.
That's hilarious. Look, of course, I voted for Trump both times. I'd vote for him again, honestly, if he ran again. Fully support Trump. And there are some things that I don't agree with, but I do agree that the man is a machine. He is a machine. There is nobody that outworks him.
I am enjoying government right now. I hate to say that, but I am enjoying watching government right now.
Right.
Now, hey, what do you think about how many of y'all have weak stomachs?
What?
You got a weak stomach?
No, not really.
You just have you have no idea where we're going, do you?
I have no idea. It's like a drum roll is going off in the back of my head. Like, oh Lord, here we go.
I'm trying to tap into my creative side. I mean, we're bringing back the Cockroach of the Week, and we've been needing to bring back the Cockroach of the Week. I mean, that's way overdue. And to that end, I don't want to jump the promotion of the Cockroach of the Week because I know that you kind of worked on that and had an idea about getting that going, but we are going to need some ideas for Cockroaches of the Week coming up.
Well, we're going to plug that here in a minute. Don't jump the shark yet. Back to the Fonzie days. Don't jump the shark.
Okay. But
so is this the John Kennedy post or the other one?
Well, this is the other one. We can skip John Kennedy. I mean, look, y'all know John Kennedy. He is on point all the time. You know what he said? John Kennedy said, hey, you can just hit play on that and we'll just talk while this is going on and everybody watching can be disgusted. Because it was disgusted, and I'll get to my question here in a minute. And you can turn the volume. You can turn the volume down.
What the hell are we watching?
We're doing multiple things here. But John Kennedy said, hey, he said, you know what? The Democrats had so many requests that if you stacked them all up in a pile on the floor, you could paint the ceiling.
This is
He's
stuff.
100% correct.
You and my wife would get along so well because she loves to watch these type of videos, like the pimple popping videos and all that.
Yeah, Dr. Pimple Popper. You don't watch that?
Yeah. Nah, not really. I mean, it's not like I'm get queasy at it, but I'm like, what is wrong with her ear? She has a hole in her head. Is she a Democrat?
She's got a hole in her head, but fast forward a little bit and look at the big wad of stuff they pull out of there. It is freaking unbelievable what they pull out of this woman's head. I couldn't believe it.
I wonder if she had a headache or an earache.
I mean, and I'm just wondering, am I weird, or does everybody else find this kind of thing? I mean,
this is truly random, but it does. Now, I got to remind everybody that you're.
Look at this.
Watch.
Do you see that? Watch what comes out of this thing. Look at that.
That's crazy. No wonder you were an
Look at
EMT.
that's got to be an alien. This is filming for a movie right here.
This is crazy. You watch weird stuff. You go
Why
down
is
some
nobody
serious rabbit holes.
why is nobody commenting?
Everybody's puking.
Where
Everybody's
did y'all
reaching for a
go?
barf bag. Yeah, they're like, this is supposed to be. What is the political tie into that?
Because I think this is what the hell most of them damn people in Washington have in their head. They got some alien. And we got to be looking behind their ears. This is Q stuff right here, baby.
Good thing that Chris Davis was on before this segment. He's got plausible deniability. Wow. Okay. Yes, that is totally random. Without it.
Okay. What are we going to talk about, Benton? All right, let's talk about Benton. How many people live in Benton? 300?
I don't know, something like
Where's
that.
Where's Chris Redford when you need him? How many people live in Benton?
Look, I invited Redford on the show. We did talk today. He didn't want to come on the show, at least not right now. Blah 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 and all that. So there's that. But all right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend just a minute and talk about this. Well, crap. Hold on a second.
Well, there's a lot going on right there.
Yeah, we may lose a screen for a minute. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Mark, I wouldn't go nowhere with it. I just thought it was disgusting. And I just was. This is a totally random show. No notes, no nothing. We just kind of threw this together. I mean, and I came across that. Isn't that disgusting to you?
We said random things, Mark. Random means random. Oh, your wife said she's eating her chicken, or she was eating
Yeah,
her
I know.
chicken.
I freaking was cooking that in there, so we could have a nice dinner
Miss
tonight.
Miss Gayla says she watches Dr. Pimple Popper, so you and my wife Gina and Gayla are not the only odd people.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Gayla.
And of course, Colonel Crockett comes in with seriousness. 2,048 is the population of Benton. We like to just say random numbers. 200, 300, 2,400, whatever. 2,100. All right, so look.
Jeff Sadow's even chimed in and gave us the number as well, too. Everybody at the same time, dogpiling.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I underestimated. 300 was off the mark. I was wrong. I retract that.
Okay. So I shared this out because as you know, we pointed out in the workshop that we showed, and we shared that video out, which has been, viewed now a couple of thousand times. You're welcome, Benton. But there was an empty chair, and the empty chair was the town attorney, who apparently is no longer there. I guess after the meeting and not being organized and being made fun of, he couldn't take it. I don't know, whatever the deal is. But anyway, so
well, Tiffany, and in my opinion, it was a good thing that he was gone, because it was malpractice for him to set up there, not say a damn word, and let things go the way that it was going in Benton. So
I agree. I agree 100%. All right. So Tiffany Manning shared out a post, and it was a screenshot of an email correspondence. And, we put up there, does Tiffany have a legitimate gripe? It would seem so, but we tagged, the mayor and tagged Stephanie Collier to explain the town attorney situation, and so on and so forth. And so, she's got her long post and, she's pushing the buttons on that deal. But we did put a comment up. Let me see if I can get it to actually show here. There we go. And to remind everybody that the hiring of the town attorney falls under the executive authority of the mayor, James Friday of Benton, with board approval. So, if he's looking at a couple of people to be the town attorney, that doesn't mean he has to parade them in front of everybody yet. He's got to talk with them and, see if they're the right fit, then present them to the board. Right? Am I wrong in that?
No, 100%. I don't see. I mean, and I got to tell you, this situation is kind of eye opening to me because if the mayor who's got to appoint somebody, if he has somebody in mind, I mean, you don't know that he didn't go to the DA, and if they went to the DA could appoint somebody, or there's that little process, but you. If he's thinking this Nairn kid or whatever, I know that's Mike Nairn's son. He's not a kid. I mean, he's a grown man. I'm saying a kid because I think of him as being young because of his daddy.
Well, I
But
think Chance is a ADA. Is he? Is he an ADA
well,
too?
he may be. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever met the guy or met the kid.
Right.
But the bottom line is if the mayor, for however he come to know this guy or this person or was recommended it or whatever, and if that's who he's decided on and he's going to put the name up, if he puts it up at the next meeting or whenever, I mean, it would seem to me to be logical that you would want to try to bring that person up to speed on what's going on in Benton.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's public record anyway.
It's public record anyway.
The mayor could have carbon copied us, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, this is a nothing burger, and this is trying to make something out of nothing.
Out of nothing.
And so it begs the question: if we're going to be making something out of nothing, to what end? What is the reason that we're doing this? Why are we stirring crap over something stupid?
Right. And like I've told both Tiffany and Miss Carr repeatedly, they need to be in the ordinance writing and approving business. If they don't like the way the meetings are being held and the way that things are being done, guess what? Write some ordinances, present them at the meetings, get them voted on and hopefully approved or whatever, and change it. You have the power to do that. But I agree with you, Duke. It doesn't matter if the mayor carbon copied, a Supreme Court justice. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and so the overriding point to this is if every little freaking word, if everything is going to be to cut the mayor down. I mean, look, I don't know the mayor, and I've said my piece already that I thought that he hasn't done a good job as the mayor, that he's not 100% equipped to do it. I've been critical of him, but that doesn't mean that he's not the mayor. He was elected. Right. He can be the mayor. You don't have to be perfect to be anything, or to be elected to an office. God knows Trump has made mistakes in his first presidency, and every president that's ever has made mistakes. And he doesn't, I mean, the mayor up there doesn't run the meeting not the way I would do it, but it doesn't mean he doesn't have the right to do it. So rather than try to completely destroy it, because that's what it seems like where we're going here. It seems like to me, rather than hanging on some big conspiracy that somebody was carbon copied on an email, is that where we're at?
Well, all right, look, I'll say this. So Tiffany said in her post, it's a big deal for how our hometown is led. Independent, behind closed doors decision-making is not leadership. So here's the deal. Tiffany, if you can get us a copy of a check that's already been paid in there, and I don't even know what the town of Benton pays their town attorney. But all that's public record, and as an alderman, / council person or whatever, you can certainly request all that. Show us a check where they've actually already retained Nairn without board approval, and then you got something. Until then, you don't, just because it got CC'd on an email. Find us a check.
Okay. Carol Lowry, loan officer with Acadiana Mortgage of Bossier City. Confused. I get that. I mean, if you don't eat enough Lay's potato chips, that you get that way sometimes. But had to be approved of the board. Yeah, the person's name has not even been put forward as potentially being the city attorney for the town of Benton. It's
No,
not even been put forward.
the city attorney was absent from the workshop meeting that they had, and we'll see at the upcoming meeting. Maybe that's when the mayor is going to present Chance Nairn as the potential town attorney and get the board to vote on it then, or maybe not. Maybe it'll be, I don't know, God forbid, Richard Ray or somebody. Who knows? But until that point, that's if they've already retained him and are having him do actual legal work without board approval, that's a problem. Until then, it's not a problem.
And just informing him via emails or carbon copying so that he's informed on what's transpiring. I don't see the problem here.
I don't either.
I'm missing it.
Maybe we're missing something.
it.
Let us know, Tiffany, if you watch the show. Let us know. And Rusty Maddox says botfly larva. I'm not sure if he's talking about the situation in Benton or if he was talking about the previous video that we were watching randomly. and Rusty says, I nominate Jacobs and Ray. That's right, 2 for 1. They can get 2 attorneys for the price of 1. 2 half-ass attorneys might equal a whole attorney. Who knows?
They may could do that before long, but if Benton don't get their act together and quit fighting amongst themselves, they maybe end up part of Bossier City before it's said and done.
Yeah, y'all get your stuff together, because until that point, we're just going to continue to make fun of you. And it's getting really old because it's like for little high school drama stuff. It's not anything serious, rises to the level of super serious yet, except the way the meetings are being run. Do a better job of those on all accounts. All right. That's my little bit of Benton, so I don't want to spend too much time boring everybody to tears. Hey, you want to go back in time?
I do, because you have piqued my interest on this without a shadow of a doubt. You've piqued my interest.
Okay,
I was blown away with the times you were telling me at the start of the show. You killed me with that.
Yeah, so I want to go back to, well, you know what, I tell you what we need to do first. Let's start with a screenshot. So we're going to be talking about cockroaches and cockroach of the week and the origins of that. And to do that, we need to do a screenshot first and go even further back in time. So this is the infamous screenshot of Doug Rimmer's posting on Allie Feaster Smith's timeline. And this was back in 2021, early 2021, maybe late 2020, I can't remember. But anyway, says, looks like all the votes are in and you won by 12 votes or so. This was for the Republican Executive Committee. Congrats. I have a large lead, as does Tommy Chandler, but all of our precincts aren't in. Hopefully we beat all the cockroaches and their cohorts. Cockroaches and their cohorts. Now, needless to say, I'm not going to remind everybody because we played it ad nauseum. Taxman Doug Rimmer, has no problem wanting to increase taxes, not to mention all the other stupid stuff he's done on the police jury in the past. But that cockroaches and cohorts, well, it just kind of spawned an idea, didn't it, Mr. Lowry?
No doubt.
Okay. So
that's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna haggle over its old history, but I mean, Doug Rimmer. Look, we've been robbing Peter to pay Paul, and Paul's broke. Yeah. I'm in favor of that tax increase.
That
I remember it like it was yesterday.
All right, so let's. I'm going to switch screens, and this is going to be a video rolling from show 21. Which was way back in early 2021. And this is when we pitched the idea or presented the idea of the cockroach of the show is what we had originally called it. So here we go. We're going back in time. Bear with us for about 2 minutes here. So this is the cockroach segment, and it is the Who is the Cockroach of the Show? And so what we try to do is think about people we've discussed on the show, people who have been in the news, specifically usually elected officials or political type folks. And we want to try to figure out who will be the cockroach of the show. And of course, this is paying homage out to our good friend, Doug Rimmer, Bossier Parish Police Juror, also chairman of the Bossier Republican PEC. I don't know what else Doug's into these days, but because he called Duke and I cockroaches and cohorts, we've taken that with a badge of honor, and we celebrate that fact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, in the last show, we deliberated about what it means, or what are the qualifications exactly to be Team Cockroach, and I think one of them was that we didn't support the GOB network.
That is
or
true.
We weren't supported by them. And one of the other things was, in which I don't know if we mentioned it the last show, was that you don't go to churches that they don't politic in.
All right. So do we have a nominee, or shall we get to our video segment and then circle back to this?
I think we get to the video section and then we come back.
I think that's a good idea. All right, so we didn't actually nominate anybody that show. We didn't get to it because we got to other stuff. So we didn't actually nominate anybody that show. All right, so we need to skip ahead. And why are you sharing your screen again? Do you want me to play another video?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready.
All right. So let's go back in time one more time. Let me get this video queued up. And this is the very first cockroach of the week. And I want to see, can you guess, Mr. Lowry, who it might have been?
You know, and it's kind of like cheating. I mean, you already gave me time to think about this, and
Right.
I still do not remember who it is that we labeled Cockroach of the Week the very first time. I don't know.
All right. Well, we are going back in time again to show 27 because it was show 21. We launched the idea. Show 27 is when we chose the very first cockroach of the week. Here we go. Cockroaches and cohorts. All of us former Republican Executive Committee members down here in Bossier were called cockroaches and cohorts. So we came up with the deal of who is the cockroach of the week. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the cockroach
look at there. Did you see
person, it? Right?
That's right. That's right. Because a lot of times it's kind of that person that is on the right side of things, but it's just sort of squeezed out because of political correctness, right?
Right. So I'm going to put up our cockroach of the week, and then let's explain why. So our cockroach of the week, drum roll please, let's do some applause.
It was Chris Smith.
Chris Smith is newly elected, or councilman-elect, Chris Smith.
The at-large amigo of the three amigos. His two amigos left him hanging, and now he's the Lone Ranger on the council.
Chris, we support you. We're behind you as long as you do good. So wear the cockroach of the week from Bossier Watch as a badge of honor because your bros left you hanging. And so there we go. The very first cockroach of the week, Chris Smith.
I could not remember that. I can't believe I didn't remember that.
I had to do a little digging to find that.
Huh. Well, the amigos did left him hanging, no doubt.
Yes, they did. And Miss Ann says, Miss Ann Price says, Allie is in Allie Feaster Smith. She was a cockroach of the week, but later on. And I think she was multiple cockroach of the week.
Hey, and I was eating something. I don't know if it was chips, pretzels, or what during that. Horatio, you saw it. I was chomping on something. I don't know what it was.
All right, so here's the deal with the cockroach of the week. We want you folks to nominate, put up nominees for cockroach of the week. And remember, cockroach of the week can be bad or it can actually be good. For example, in the case of Chris Smith, he was the last of the amigos standing, and so we gave him the designation of Cockroach of the Week as a term of endearment. But as we all know, the Princess Juliana has been Cockroach of the Week too, and that was definitely not a term of endearment. So it can go one way or the other. But let us know who you want to nominate as Cockroach of the Week, and we're going to do one on the next show, which should be next Tuesday. I'm going to put in the comments here the format. So whether you're commenting on this show or any other post, you need to add Cockroach, and the name like this. And I've just put that in the comments. That way I can search through and find them pretty easy. So do your nomination for who you think should be Cockroach of the Week in that format, and we will make a decision by the next show. We're asking you, the Bossier Watchers.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting back on that because there have been so many opportunities for cockroaches of the week that we just haven't. I mean, we let it go. We should have kept that tradition going, and it kind of went by the wayside. And I'm glad we're getting back there. I really am.
I think so. And look, here's the new graphics for the Cockroach of the Week. See, right there with the question marks, we'll have who's ever name, and might even have their picture up there with the cockroach. Be careful, Duke. Watch out for those bugs right there. Got to get them out of the way. Fried cockroaches. All right. So that's the Cockroach of the Week segment and reviving it.
So anyway, I don't know what else you got, but you got to share my. I got to show y'all. So like I see sombreros. I got to show y'all why I say that.
All right, hold on just a second. Let me get this queued up. There we go. I think this will work right here.
So this is my X account, right? So I'm just going to scroll through. Let me turn the volume up here. Maybe. Can you hear that?
Oh no, we cannot hear it. It is not capturing the audio.
Okay. Well, it's nonstop. I mean,
folks, we can thank Elon Musk and his algorithm on X for feeding Duke's deepest, darkest desires.
I mean, it's nonstop.
Every time you click or play one of those, you're just going to see more of it. That's the way this works, Mr. Lowry. We're supposed to be social media guys.
I'm digging social media. This is hilarious. I mean, we've got our
thanks to AI, anybody can do those now.
It's awesome. This is the best thing that has happened to politics that I can remember. I mean, it don't get no better than this.
Oh, man. Oh, there's no telling what we're going to see, folks. Don't say we didn't warn you. Oh, Lord.
Anyway.
Wow. Yeah, it could be worse, Kara. We could all live with him, too. It could be worse.
She's happy. The building's painted. She's happy.
Happy camper.
Thanks to that suck up Colonel Crockett.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Mr. Lowry?
Well, let's see. No.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to call it quits for the night. This is one of our shorter shows. We've only been on an hour and 2 minutes, and we had a guest. This is a miracle, folks. Y'all are witnessing a miracle on show 274. It is revival time and a miracle that we're running this short.
It is a miracle, no doubt.
All right, I'm going to hit the finish button, folks. We appreciate y'all watching. Hey, make sure and go by the City Hall tomorrow and look for the cookout going on to support the Bossier police officers that were injured in that incident they had the other day. Buy some hamburgers, hot dogs, or just go by there and donate some money from them. We'll try to share something out on Bossier Watch to help with that. We will see y'all most likely Tuesday night, but definitely sometime next week.